Ever think about joining a cult? Let's talk about the religious spit shake. As discussed in the previous episode, society is a place where individuals restrain and soften their impulses in order to get along so that they might benefit in the way that we all do today relative to cavemen. We couldn't have airplanes and internet and cell phones and flat-screen television if we were all trying to kill and eat each other. So you mute your selfishness somewhat so that people trust you and you can work together. I think religion is, for many, an extreme extension of that. It's a way of saying, look, I'm so cooperative that I'll humble my ego to the point of intellectual humiliation and openly profess belief in Santa Claus. The irony is that members of such groups only trust people who believe nonsense, or at least pretend to believe nonsense. If you can't lie to yourself about reality, we can't trust you. But it's essentially a spit shake. It's a way of saying, I'm so eager to demonstrate trustworthiness that I'll do something uncomfortable to prove it. It's exactly the same sort of thing as the hazing and debasing initiation rituals of school fraternities and secret societies, implemented to prove or disprove the earnestness of pledges. The most extreme and explicitly honest form is Epstein's Island. Give us blackmail leverage over you, and you get access to the business connections of our circle. For sure, when it comes to religion, some people just drink the Kool-Aid, and most religious leaders are con men getting a free ride on the backs of their innocent sheep. But more and more, I'm starting to believe that a large number of people go to church or profess belief without actually believing, but purely for the sake of social benefits, because that's where the good people are, and that's what good people do. It's a simple matter of middle-class propriety. If we forget about the death tolls attributable to this or that god, which probably outstrip every other cause of death but old age, then almost every religion appears to have a unifying and stabilizing influence on the populations in which it preponderates, and for good reason. Certain values are shared so that people can trust each other to be in alignment with the same conceptions of right and wrong. But I'm doubtful of this being caused by religion. I think it's much more likely the reverse, that in a stable, cooperative, and cohesive society, shared values naturally emerge from interaction and provide fertile soil for a religion claiming to be the source of those values to take hold and co-opt them. The homogeneity of a population permits easier transmission of a virus, no less for an ideological one. It's a sort of doubling down on what works, like adding a marriage certificate to a good relationship. We may surmise that a useful function of a religion is that, insofar as it supports stability, it also prevents more destructive ideologies from gaining traction. When the times change so much that the values carved in stone begin to fall out of alignment with what's practical, then its protective abilities begin to wane along with its influence over the increasingly disgruntled population, opening the door to competitors. We may be approaching such an opportunity. How a new one comes about is an interesting question. It takes humility to accept someone else's superstition, but to be the first to originate a superstition? That takes very much the opposite.